If you guys want to know how humid it is in Atlanta, lens pen. And there we go. We're gonna get this off. Smurf vlog specifically, because that's what people want. The guy's so bright. You ever seen that picture of the guy? He's wearing his hat backwards and he's like this. I'm like, what are you doing, dude? What's up, you guys? If you're here once again for another vlog, and if you've never been here before, welcome. Welcome to the Blue Squad. Why is it called the Blue Squad? Well, I drive blue cars. I guess that's a easy answer. And today we're gonna be talking about something I get asked a lot. And we're gonna be talking about what is the best car event to go to in the United States, or if not the world. I go to dozens of car events every single month, and I kind of get my fill of what I like and what I don't like. I've gone to hundreds in my career here on YouTube, and it's actually pretty easy to pick and choose what I like the most now. This is gonna be a very objective opinion. It's my opinion. So if you disagree, that's okay. It's just kind of a conversation starter. We're gonna mostly focus on car shows, so that's the #1 thing. All right, before my favorite one, I'm gonna say a bunch in no particular order. So first things first, let's start with the one that really got me off the ground on my YouTube channel, and that was Import Alliance. Import Alliance is a giant car event, especially here in Atlanta. I believe last time they had 18,000 cars. And if you just wanna look around and have a great time, they also have drifting as well at the Atlanta event. So you get a giant car meet, really good community, lots of Southern hospitality here in Georgia, and you have a really good time. It's at Atlanta Motor Speedway, and it was so fun to the point that I used to drive about 8 hours to go. So yes, it was worth it to me. It's just a lot of fun. I've gotten to know some of the organizers there, and I went to their national event recently, which I also had fun. That one's more indoor, a little bit classier, if you could say. Atlanta is still #1 in my heart though, but that doesn't take away from the other Import Alliances for sure. They're definitely worth checking out if they're in your area. It's a big car event, can't miss it. Now going to a completely different pace, SEMA. If you've never heard about SEMA, SEMA is the biggest automotive convention in the entire world, and it's in Las Vegas, Nevada. So if you've never been to Las Vegas and you're a car guy, now you have an excuse. There's also SEMA Ignited, which is open to everybody. That's the one I really recommend because it's after the convention. SEMA is more for business people and also people like me begging for sponsors. That's SEMA. Basically, if you go to SEMA, don't go there for media coverage or anything like that because there's already too many people doing it. And also, go there to meet people. You go to SEMA to meet other enthusiasts and other really important people in the industry. That's what it's for. And sure, you see a lot of really cool cars, you see a lot of new products coming out, and you get a lot of opportunities sometimes if you meet the right people. My first year, I worked with ProCharger. My second year, I worked with Garrett, all because I showed my physical face. Emails just don't do it sometimes for sponsors. You gotta meet them face to face and make your case and pitch yourself. And SEMA is great for that. So yeah, SEMA, awesome event. I go every single year. Next is I'm gonna give some love to my hometown in Virginia. There's an event called Springfest. Springfest is a pretty big meet overall, but it is smaller than things like Import Alliance and stuff like that, but it's very humble, and it was always something to look forward to when I lived in Virginia, so it's in a dear place in my heart. It was like the big car meet when I lived in Virginia, so if you're in that kind of area of the East Coast, Springfest is definitely a cool event to go to if you're really craving a bigger car meet and not just a little local one. I met a ton of my friends there in the car community, and it's been a good memory ever since. Last year, I actually surprised my friends by going and not telling anybody, and it was like just a big home reunion, basically. It was a great time. It basically shows the tuner community of Virginia what they have to offer. Next is cars and coffee. You cannot go wrong pretty much with any cars and coffee in the entire United States. It's pretty much in every major city. My main ones in my head I think about are Pittsburgh, Richmond, New York, LA, stuff like that. But another one though is Palm Beach in Florida near Miami. That one is gigantic, and I met a ton of subscribers there. Once again, near and dear. I drove there in an S15 Sylvia. Can't beat that. You're in beautiful, beautiful Florida. There's palm trees everywhere. It feels like paradise. Good car paradise, absolutely. That is a good segue to my local Cars and Coffee, which is Caffeine and Octane, first Sunday of the month. And I can't tell you how much different stuff I see every month. People came from Chicago last time, people come from California, they came from all over, because Atlanta is a car scene that nobody really knows about or talks about. So it's like our hidden gem. If you find Caffeine and Octane and you don't know about it, it's magnificent. It's such a great time. I even got to do a TV show with Velocity because they noticed how awesome Caffeine and Octane was. So can't beat that at all. They also have a branch out called Caffeine Exotics, which is just for exotic cars, but if you just want everything, go to Caffeine and Octane in Atlanta, Georgia. Another one is in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, which is called the Hangar Party. I've actually filmed the Hangar Party since 2013. I've gone every year. It was always a really interesting car meet. There's no car meet like it. You're in this airplane hangar with all these exotic cars. Everyone's dressed up and snazzy, if you know what I'm saying. It was the first event I ever went to where I saw all supercars. So when I first went, it was just completely magical for me. Now it's time to give the Midwest some love, and that is in Detroit at the Woodward Dream Cruise. The Woodward Dream Cruise was a meet I went to in 2012 and 2013. See, I thought Woodward was famous enough that my videos were gonna go like viral or something when I was like that big of a YouTube channel. I was wrong, but that's why I'm telling you about it, because the Woodward Dream Cruise has an average of 30,000 cars every single year. Everyone goes on to a street called Woodward in Detroit that goes on for miles and miles and miles, and it's the coolest traffic jam you'll ever see. Last time I went, I was surrounded by like a Lamborghini Diablo, a Noble M600, and a few other wild cars. If you want to see just about anything, it's probably at the Woodward Dream Cruise, and it shows that Detroit still has it in many ways when it comes to the automotive community. Everybody takes off work, they sit on the sidewalk, and they throw buckets of water sometimes and yell at people to do a burnout. It's pretty ridiculous. I'm gonna kind of just glaze over any kind of auto show in the United States because they're all pretty much the same. LA Auto Show, Detroit Auto Show, New York Auto Show, they all have the same vibe, and you don't really feel like you're missing out on anything if you miss another one in the country. I think it's still cool to go to them, but at the same time, I'm never like, wow, this was totally worth my plane ticket of 3,000 miles, if that makes sense. That's why I just completely roasted it last year. So another one I kind of want to establish is brand car meets. What I mean by brand car meets, I mean car meets that have one brand. So Mustang Week, awesome event, especially with the meme creation. It's great. Honda Day in New Jersey, also great event if that's what you're into. When it comes to that, the best place to go is Carlisle in Pennsylvania. They have different events every month of just one brand or one type of car, therefore you can get your fix on whatever. It's cool at Carlisle. Some weeks they'll have Ford Nationals, or they'll have Nissan or Corvettes at Carlisle. There's something for everybody at Carlisle, and that's why I always encourage people to make the trip out there, because it's so diverse. But you just gotta pick and choose which show you wanna go to, and then you're gravy. So one of my favorite events that I just got back from in Quebec, Canada, was the Paul Walker Memorial Meet. I was absolutely astounded how fun that meet was. I mean, it was unbelievable. One of the reasons I had so much fun though, to make my argument, is that you guys kept handing me the keys to race people on the drag strip, so that might have contributed to that. And that, humble people, great time. It's right outside Montreal at their racetrack. Had a fantastic time. It's one of my best memories I've ever had, because I raced a GTR Nismo versus everyone, and also a ProCharge V6 versus everyone, and they were both subscribers' cars. I just couldn't believe how nice you guys were about that. And on my number one list, this is no surprise, because I talk about it way too much, it's Grid Life. Grid Life is my favorite car event I've ever been to, and let me give you some reasoning behind it. The reason I love it so much is there's literally something for everybody every single day. You can walk in the pits, you can hang out with the drivers, you can camp. There's music, it's a music festival. There's drifting all day, there's circuit racing all day. And the pro drivers at the Road Atlanta one got permission to drift turn 12, which is one of the most dangerous turns in circuit racing history, and they did it at 100+ miles an hour. I was there sipping my Red Bull in my fold-out chair, hanging out, having an amazing time watching people drift past me at absurd speeds. Not only that, there's a car show. People come from all over the country to do it. Matt Farah is coming, Ludacris is coming. It's insane. I've been told that the one in Michigan is a little bit better, but I have Grid Life South and it is more than enough to please me. It's unbelievably good. It's like everything I've ever wanted in a car event. You know, Forza Horizon in real life was their tagline. And that's what I named my video last year for Grid Life, because I felt like that was the closest we could legally do it. I mean, if we had real life Forza Horizon, we would be breaking the law like every day. So you're at one of the most famous racetracks in the entire world, and you're seeing everybody have such an amazing time no matter where you go, and I get to film all these different cool things. So I feel very, very blessed to have it so close to me, and I encourage you guys to go if you have the time. All right, you guys, I hope you all enjoyed my opinion about car shows and car events. Let me know in the comment section below what your favorite car event is. I can't wait to read all these and start a conversation. Don't get mad at each other. We're all friends here. And on that note, guys, I hope you all have a fan-freaking-tastic day.